here's a little question to get your brain running. An online clothing store is attempting to gain more exposure to their target market. What are some ways that can be done? So I'll give you a little hint. In overview, we will define the marketing methods. Social media, going back to what Chandra was saying. Audio, radio, ads, and images, as well as giving examples and explaining the significance of each method. Social media marketing. These are techniques that is used in social networks and applications to spread brand awareness or promote particular products. So some main marketing types are Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg, the owner and co-founder of Facebook, he's very good at marketing. Just by being on film, just by walking down the street, he's automatically advertising his company, Facebook. He's also one of the top 5 most followed on LinkedIn, as well as his advertisement with most famous Instagrammer Selena Gomez, who has 128,781,865 followers and counting. So going to Selena Gomez. She has the most Instagram followers in the whole world. Because of this, she receives on average of $550,000 per post. In this picture, she's eating Cheetos, thus advertising the Cheeto brand. She's also wearing a robe that says Pantene on the upper left side, advertising the brand Pantene. She's even advertising her song that she's just about to perform right after her Cheetos. So, going to Twitter. Katy Perry has the most Twitter followers in the world, with a following ratio of 519,477.73 and a 39,000 daily follower increase. Her tweets are worth up to $57,609 to $70,405 per tweet. So as you can see, she's constantly advertising her tour, and as well as, if you look closely, she's talking about this store, how great it is. She brought a product from there. I'm sorry, I thought it would zoom in more. I didn't know. I should have made it bigger, but that is, take my word for it. So, going to YouTube. Top famous YouTuber Jenna Marbles has 17,666,921 subscribers and counting. A YouTuber gets paid $2 to $5 per 100 clicks. Jenna Marbles gets 1 billion clicks per video. This picture is from her video where supposedly Miley Cyrus, the way she dressed, carves a pumpkin. By doing this, she's advertising Halloween, specifically pumpkins, and as well as Miley Cyrus. And she's increasing Miley Cyrus's market value immensely. Okay, going to Snapchat. This is the famous Snapchat artist Sean McBride. He has over 140,000 Snapchat followers. Keep in mind his profile is public, so even people who do not follow him are exposed to his Snap masterpieces. Sean earns $1,500 per day and $100,000 per week. Not to mention Taco Bell and Disney reach out to him asking for his advertising for their products. So here are some subsidiary marketing types. Blogs. Blogs can say anything. They really have no limits. A blogger, a person who writes a blog, can write whatever they're thinking. anything they want people to know. For example, Perez Hilton, he would literally say anything from dirty jokes to stereotypes to rumors, whatever thought that pops up in his mind in the shower or whatever. This fits into marketing as a critic sort of way. If he likes a person, then he will write positive things about them. If he doesn't, he will be negative. He's basically advertising people like a critic. Now we have LinkedIn. This is a sort of self-advertisement in marketing. Basically, you follow people you would like to network, which is why, to no surprise, Bill Gates is the most followed LinkedIn member. He's Google, like Mark Zuckerberg, he's a walking advertisement as well. Google Plus co-founder Larry Page has a net worth of $46.4 billion. He is also on, Google Plus is like Facebook, but is more private and less popular. So they're competing. So going to Pinterest. Pinterest is kind of like a click ad, but a safer version. Like this picture of very delicious looking pumpkin cake. If you click on this picture, it will direct you to the person who posted it, then to the recipe, where it can be bought, where it is made. Going to Vine. This social media app used to be a main marketing advertisement, but after the company shut down, it is no longer used. So, however, top Viner Brittany Furlan is now a model, celebrity, comedian, having a net worth of $800,000. Okay, musically. So this is kind of like for the younger generation. Lauren Gray, one of the top followed musically users with 11,200,000 followers. Lauren is only 15. She does it for fun, but she does get paid like a lot. I mean, I can't tell you the amount because it's disclosed because she's underage. I think that's so. She makes a lot. You can tell all of her videos, she always has she has in the background a mansion or something. She has really nice backgrounds, like a house. I don't know if it's her house. Yeah, I don't know if it's her house, but it's really nice. And she also has brand clothes. She's constantly advertising, saying, "I love this makeup," and singing. And that is all.
Good job,
Okay.
Oh.
I did audio and radio. Obviously, I mean, I want to go into music stuff, so I took that for everybody. But, so I'm going to start off with the biggest thing. Like, how often do you guys listen to the radio when you're driving your car or going somewhere or just commuting? Every day.
Heard it.
People, if you don't have an aux cord, people have an aux cord. If you don't have an aux cord, you have those situations where you lose it or you can't find it, you're going to turn on the radio. Even though you don't want to listen to the commercials and all that stuff, you still know they're there, they still happen, you still hear them, even if you turn it down, even if you change channel, it still happens. For example, like these guys, just by a few words, you're going to know exactly what the company is. Like a good neighbor, everybody knows what it's going to be as soon as you start hearing it. You heard the jingle over and over again, you can repeat it on command, even though you don't want to or you don't know why you know it, just because you've heard the ads over and over again. A lot of people say the radio is going to shut down, or the radio is going to shut down or not be a good advertising system anymore. But America is a nation of commuters and information seekers, and it's actually been stated that radio is still the highest used source of information for a lot of people. They will listen to AM or they'll listen to FM and so commercials, they'll listen to news, they'll listen to educational stuff, updates on all the storms that have been going on, the shooting. Even at my work, all I constantly hear is radio about news and politics and stuff like that. It's a lot of information. Is that
Cameras, there you go.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm not sure if you did it or you didn't. You must
yeah,
have.
I turned it off. I put it back on.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Reset.
some tips
Yeah.
that I read in an article that were huge if you wanted to use audio or radio in marketing to your advantage, because think about it, if it's one of the most used systems of information and people use it all the time, why wouldn't you use it to your advantage? Why wouldn't you do that and open up your communications, open up your growth in your company, and get your information out there more? So a few of the tips were when you're recording an audio or video, radio, whatever, any of that, you want to make sure there's no background noise, absolutely nothing. Anything that could be irritating or whatever, it's not going to help. People are going to want to turn it off or not listen, or they're going to be distracted, not engaged. You're going to want to prepare yourself. You're going to want a good script ready. You're going to want to practice it. You're going to want to plan out what you're going to say and how you're going to say it, how you want your message to come off to people that are hearing it. And then another thing is the size is important. If you're putting it like on a website for your company or something like that, you have to pay attention to the size of the file. So in this case, MP3 is better, is what I read, because the files are smaller and it'll make it so your website doesn't run any slower or anything like that. So the benefits, obviously benefits if you got your message out there through radio or audio, it's gonna be more business, more customers, and more company growth. Because there's a lot of different advantages to audio and radio. Not only are you getting your message out there to people that are listening to the radio all the time, hearing all this shit, it's constantly, I don't know if that's okay. Constantly going through messages and passing it on to other people even. It's also really good for people who are visually impaired. If they have no options to watch videos or see commercials or hear all that stuff, then they can listen to an audio, radio, or podcast, and they're still getting the information. That's a lot of people seeking that information as well.
Okay, so I had ads and images. So the definition, advertising is an audio or visual form of marketing communication, it's a non-personal message to promote, sell a service, product, or idea. So marketing, back then, before it was a lot of social media or internet usage, there was flyers that a lot of people hung at different stores, on poles, did whatever they could to get their business out there. Now you can still use this form, but you can use it in a digital way. You can send it out through email, through text message, however, it can still be a flyer, but you can use it digitally. Or you can switch over, you use Facebook, Etsy, Instagram, and then billboards is a big thing. I think you pretty much have to be a big company, not saying people with smaller companies don't have the money to get their business on a billboard, just usually it's the bigger companies that use that. And then I use coupons because some people still use the value pack that they send out in the mail, so it's just an idea to get your business out there. And what that does is lead to growth. So you can start with a few customers, one, I have one here, and then it can lead to a lot more at the bottom, and then there's you. It can be referrals from that one person, past clients, current, and future. Trying to get to the money, the common goal, the revenue to get your company off the ground and running and get you some money. So since I'm in the personalized field industry, ads are a big thing. It can make or break. It can get you one sale, it can get you 10 sales, just depending on how you place your ad. So this right here, some people do this as a startup. It's like a mock-up because they don't actually have a design to post, and they post this right here. And sometimes people are like, well, I can't see what they're capable of. So they'll just go to the next. So it's a give or take with this. It can or it cannot. So sometimes they'll add a little bit. This is also a mock-up design. Do the arrows, say, and put names. So basically you can insert a name there or do something other than that. So those are a couple different ways, but the most effective way I found is actually making the product. Even if you buy something cheap, a cheap shirt, and put something on there, rather than just putting your text here or place your image there or logo, whatever. I just found that making the actual item, even if you use cheaper products, not saying that's what you're gonna sell to the actual customer, it's just something so they can see what you're capable of. So I basically made that, it was a troll birthday shirt, and I put her face on it with troll hair and everything, and that blew up just from that little thing. And then she took a picture, well, her mom did, and sent it to me because she said that I can use her image. And then it depends on your wording also, that's gonna catch somebody's eye.
That's cute. Yeah.
And then branding your business is a big thing now, just to set you apart from other businesses, because there's a lot of people doing customized t-shirts, mugs, whatever. So you have to set yourself apart. So there's different things to branding your business, just depending on what industry you are or what you're gonna use. So knowing your personas, different people say it different, basically is the needs, goals, and behavior of your potential customers. Determine how you deliver your product or service. Understanding these things is gonna help when it comes to advertising, knowing exactly what they want. So basically with handmade items, personalized, Etsy is a big thing. Because a lot of people go on Etsy to buy personalized items, so that would be a good target market to advertise that type of thing. So landscaping, my other half actually has a landscaping business. We've tried the pole, putting the flyers on the pole, we went door to door, and we actually found out that Craigslist was the most effective for that particular business. For some reason, we're not sure. And when I was posting the ads regular, just some random words, wasn't getting no hits. When I was putting these, to me, corny little catchy phrases, and then from there, went to word of mouth. Develop and identify and a voice. Once you've identified your buyer's persona, you can start to brand yourself. It's just getting your business out there, making a name for it. Having a consistent social media presence. The picture should be clear. Now, basically, you can have a persona, identifying what you're going for, your target market, your audience, what you're trying to do. It's clear at this point on. And if it's not clear, you need to make it clear by researching to see what your industry, where they market their business. Like I've seen with cosmetology, they have this thing called Style Seek. I guess that's a big thing for some cosmetologists. So it's just a different form of advertising. Facebook, Instagram, Craigslist, there's just a ton of them. Just figure out what's your industry, the best way they advertise, and what catches people's eye, and use that. And there's a lot of free ones, as we know. Blogging, which was stated before, this basically turns strangers into visitors that can lead to potential sales and buyers. So you start with, you start as a stranger, you become a visitor, it can convert to leads, and then you can close a customer and then generate more sales from that point on. They can promote you just by buying something from you. Make customer service a priority. Going above and beyond, do what you can to please the customer. Just remember, treat others how you want to be treated. Give them the same respect you want. And then take advantage of co-branding. This is a new thing for me. So with vendor, I do vendor events. So with that, a lot of business, you're in competition with other people that are doing what you do, possibly. So teaming up with somebody and putting an event together, or even hosting a party, like they have the little lip syncs and the Avon, the different parties. Even if you host together, put your products out there, both of you guys, you can co-brand together. You try to get a business that's a little bit more successful than yours at the time, just because it helps bring in business to both businesses. So in review, we now know that social media, audio, radio, ads, and images are all very important techniques to use when speaking with the target market. So basically, like I said, pick what works for you, what's suitable for you, and use it. And it doesn't have to cost all the time. Any questions?
For the whole class.
Alright, so I'm not sure if Jordan done that answer us or Marcus.
I did.
Alright, can I come up here or stand
Sure.
up?
Stand up.
Whichever one.
Okay. Okay, so team one, Anais, Tessa, Jordan, Anais, you had 4. Tessa, you only had 1. Jordan.
Wait, I'm sorry. Forgot that. I'm sorry. I think, do we do evaluations first? and then do
It
it?
doesn't
It's up
matter.
to you.
Okay, sorry about that.
It's okay. Um, Okay. Team 2, that's Tiana, Madison, Scott, and Ibrahim. Tiana, you had 28 arms, and you said like about 8 times. Ibrahim, you had 2, Scott only had 3. Caleb, Team 3, Caleb, Jeffrey, and Cam. Caleb, you had 7, Jeffrey 1, Cam 2. Team 4, Jonathan, myself, Chandra, and Miss Gwendolyn, sorry. Jonathan, 16, me, 8, Chandra, 15, Miss Gwen, 3. Team 5, Nicole, Bianca, Taylor. Nicole, 1, Bianca, 3, Taylor, 3.
How about Jordan? I missed Jordan. On the first group?
7.
7.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
And now we're gonna go over the evaluation. So we got Cam evaluate, MA's Tessa, Jordan, and Blaine.
Anybody said your name right today?
Nobody. Short on time. How fast?
How do you want to say it?
Hi, guys.
How do you want to say it?
You guys.
Anais? Anais?
And Jordan, Taylor, can we focus, please?
Right, I think we all want to go to break, so I'd like
okay,
to
that
add one more thing. We're short on time, so try to make it quick.
So I did team 1, that it's, I think you guys can work on, well, let's go with what you guys did really good today. I love that you guys have all the facts and, you know, enough information to tell us. Next time, not next time, but I would love, to, as a group, I think it's better when you speak because, all 3 of you are like very soft speakers. And it's very hard to hear because of that fan. And I was sitting here, I was trying to listen and hear and focus, but I know you're not like me. I'm a loud talker, so that's different, but you know, everybody have different, so maybe that next time, speak up just a bit, you know, that would get your point across. And I would love to hear from you guys all again because I love the positive attitude, you know. Good job.
I was evaluating team 2, and a few things that I think you guys did good on was you gave good straight to the point details, and you did a good job not looking at the screen or note cards the whole time when you were talking. You looked out at people, and you showed initiative by presenting Madison's part. And then some things that you could work on is just like more preparation, so that way we didn't have to come back to you guys half through. And then probably just work on ums and delays. And then I think everyone's looking forward to hearing you guys talk again because you gave good information and all of you guys have a good presenting voice.
I got it. He got me to finish the group with Caleb, Cam, and Jeffrey. Oh, amazing. You did a good job. Stop knocking yourself. And I just said, what was really, what you did really well in the group is you go there, you still kept our attention, you know, even through the bloopers and whatever the case might be. And then the things you could work on is communication within your group better, be teammates. Don't worry about what you write nowhere. Just collaborate together and just get her done. And then the disorganization, everything I said you already knew. I'm looking forward to hearing you again. It was fun. Thank you. We gave you good information.
All right. I had Jonathan, Marcus, and Chandra, and Ibrahim took my paper, so I'm just gonna freestyle. You know, this is what did really well as a group today. It was well informative, stuck to the point, and good voices. The thing you can work on is kind of just, I forgot what I was
Freestyle.
I'm freestyle right now. Is not look down so much, maybe be more more interactive with the group, not quiet. And I'm looking forward to hearing y'all again because it's good information and very informative.
So I had team 5, Nicole, Bianca, and Ms. Taylor. There was a lot of information that was very useful. Nicole, your approach is really really personal, how you provided your personal experience to show what worked, things that you had to go through to show the importance of, how your image impacts the success of your sales. And overall, all of you guys had a great vibe. And one recommendation, spit out your gum before presentation. And yeah, really good. Not you, like, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
just in general,
Yeah.
you should not have anything in
It's-
your
yeah,
mouth.
no.
Stop.
Bianca, she's like,
We're
where's
gonna
that?
have our meeting.
That's me.
We have Cam and Tessa evaluating our meeting.
All right, guys, Tessa gotta go because she got something going on, but I am the meeting evaluator. I'm in, oh, it's hard, okay.
Breathe.
Let it out first. But I think you guys can get better at, maybe you guys should get together beforehand so we don't have all this kind of mess that we have today. Miscommunication, I guess that's how you say it. I mean, I love you guys' attitude and, energetic and stuff, even though there's complication, but you manage, to trying to get us attention and go on topics and, we all have fun. I mean, we all make mistakes, yes. And yes, we can fix. And, oh my gosh, okay, yeah, so communicate better so it can flow better next time, be more prepared. To me, can I borrow your, no, what is it? I don't mind how our names, or my name's spelled personally. Spell checked.
I've noticed that. And I
Gwendolyn's
forgot
name is not on one of the group, so we should do a clear check before
Yeah.
we print and change, personally. And for me personally, this is just my point of view we all did real well today. And, my group made mistakes, so.
Yeah.
But we all make mistakes and we all learn from it. But personally for me, I think that when somebody's up there talking, we should give them a whole focused attention like they're giving us when we're up there. Interrupting sometimes can be very painful because the people up there talking, they might feel like, why are you being disrespectful to them? And why are you talking while they're talking?
I have a question.
Thank you,
Yes.
Cam.
Just personally, Caleb was up there first walking back and forth, and then, if we have a better flow, if we structure it out a little bit better, it will help to decrease those problems and situations. And the PowerPoint click thing, make sure you turn it off because there's a time where I'm just focusing the point. I'm not focusing the words. Because the mouse is moving and the cursor is running, so I'm like, and we talked about this before, but it's just a reminder. No harsh feeling, please, but, if you want me to be honest, I can be honest with you, but.
Be honest.
For what most interrupt me is when people up there talking and people here talking, people there talking, to me, that's very disrespectful. I give you my full attention, please give me your full attention when I'm up there. Plain and simple. Thank you guys, that's it.
Thank you, Cam.
You go, Cam.
Thank you.
Go ahead, girl. Wait.
Okay. Pardon?
We're doing sunshine and table topics.
We're not gonna have time to do a table topic, but we can do the sunshine, so if you tear off a corner of your agenda and put the name of the person you think did the best job today, that you want to recognize as a group, then
A group or a person?
person, one person.
Miss Kathy, did you want to come up and?
I will talk in just a minute, but I did want to ask our second year students, did you have any input that you wanted to add that wasn't covered? Okay. I just thought I'd give you an opportunity. Okay. Okay, so I think that the evaluation of the meeting was really good, and the evaluators of the speakers, I wasn't really thrilled with how well today ran. I think if we were in business and performed that way, we'd all be fired.
Where are we going with this?
Seriously. So go that way, if you would. There you go, just go ahead and pass it by. So, Chandra. I want to, it doesn't have a C in it though, does it?
It's right here.
Sean.
It's
Sean. I want to say Sean.
It's Sean.
It is Sean, okay, good.
Okay.
I know, sorry. I gotta get it right. I'm going to, I promise.
Here's the funny thing about that. Every time I hear Chandra,
Oh, no.
Chandra,
Uh-huh. Sorry. Okay, so anyway, I really would like to see us pick it up for when you do your last one in group sessions in November. Is that the 17th, 18th, 19th, whatever date it is? So if you could think about that ahead of time. I don't quite understand what happened to group number. I can't read it. My eyes are watering. Yeah, what the hey? I was like, what? Okay, so it was like everybody was working independently. There were different PowerPoints, and then Abraham did Madison's. What was going on there? So don't answer that. That's sort of a rhetorical, but you can imagine that there's going to be some effect on grading, because what can I do? You know, I mean, the objective of these exercises are to work together as a team and to be what's the word I want to use? Be
Transparent?
not just transparent, but the separation between the topics. This is in the written paper as well as the presentation should really flow nicely. Like, I shouldn't really be able to tell from one person to the next. They should like build upon each other. And so I really would like to have you think about that as you are completing your next presentations. And you'll understand why for the first year, everything is team-based. We got some work to do, right? I mean, when you see our second year students perform their presentations, you don't notice any what's the word?
Separation.
Yeah, it just flows, right? They just don't notice it. You don't even hardly notice it when it goes from one speaker to the next. They just sort of work together really well. So, and I know you don't get to always pick and choose your members, but you have to be able to perform regardless, because we don't always get to pick and choose who we work with day in and day out. And the objective is to find a way to work together and make it effective. Yes.
So you don't, does that mean you don't want us to write like presented by Bianca?
No, I don't want to know that even. I should never be able to tell when I read your papers. I should never be able to tell who wrote what. There's no, or even up here. I don't need to know that either. When someone gets up and says, well, Abraham's not here right now, but gets up and says, well, I'm presenting Madison's PowerPoint. It's like, really? This is your team PowerPoint. Anybody should be able to step up and do anybody's part, and nobody should know who did what. That's what I intend for you to get out of this. So I hope that you'll step it up a little bit. I know we're kind of early on, and I wasn't here yesterday to nudge everybody, and sorry about that, guys. It was kind of a nice, quiet morning yesterday at home with medication to deal with a headache. But I just think I think everybody can get up and deliver fine, but in terms of delivering as teams, we're not there yet. And don't think it's going to be perfect next time, because it won't. You're still going to have challenges. You're still going to have issues that come up right before you're ready to present. The idea is figure out now, look at what happened today and self-assess and assess everybody and say, would I want my team to perform that way, and what can I do so that my team doesn't perform that way? So it's being proactive, like the whole issue with multiple PowerPoints was distracting, and look at the time. This kills us in time. And if you were in a business, you would not have, you would just, sorry, there's another group coming into this conference room, you're out of here. Wrap it up and move. Get out of here. And that's what they'll do. I mean, I've had it happen in meetings I've been in. It's not much fun because you really still have something you want to accomplish. So, yeah. And we will be a little bit more challenged next quarter because there is more room, need for this room next quarter. They're asking, other people are asking to have access. So.
I was just thinking, because like, it kind of made it confusing when, for group 2, like Scott started his, and then it stopped in the middle and then went back afterwards. Like, I'm not saying like it's your fault or anything like that. It's a group problem.
Yeah.
But like, probably would have been better just to wait to do it all together
Yeah.
and then come back to it. Plus, like, he's not here to hear it, but like Abraham, it kind of seemed like he was just rushing off Madison's side, like instead of giving out the information like he would his own side. And I
Yeah.
thought that was kind of difficult too.
Yeah, that's a good observation. Yeah, so we obviously have room to grow, and that's what you're all here for. So, and if we're not clear about it, you know, so, and I think one thing that was weird is when you're up here talking as the facilitator, you project and you get behind that podium and you just,
It's a done.
you're
I know that today, too.
you're out of the game. It's like, what the heck happened? So, you know what I think is really cool is, and can we upload this somewhere so that people don't have to sit and look at it on my iPad?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Our technical expert here, of which I am not an IT techie, got a lot of workarounds, but he's got this down. He's going to upload this wherever he can upload that for us, and then you can go in and you can watch the whole thing, or you can fast forward to your section.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how he gets it up. But he'll send out an email of how to access it. Is that fair enough?
I can't
Carol,
read your
worry about it
lips.
later.
I think we
Carol, worry
should
about it
create
later.
Yeah.
a private YouTube channel.
Worry about
Yeah.
it later.
Okay,
Okay.
we'll let you guys work on that together if you
Okay,
would,
yeah,
and then
sure.
you'll notify all of us so that. And I really think, let me tell you, some of you might not want to. I mean, most of you are going to be intrigued enough. You're going to want to check it out. But what I would highly encourage you to do is go in, not just encourage. Okay, so let's make this an assignment.
Yeah.
So for next week, because obviously we're not going to get this up today, probably. We'll give these guys some
It
time.
takes time.
And an opportunity for you to go through and look at your presentation. Don't scrutinize other people, okay? Scrutinize yourself. Judge yourself, assess yourself. You don't need to look at everybody else. You can if you want, but, I mean, seriously, my assignment to you is to look at you and say, what do you want to do differently next time? What do you want to change either in your mannerisms or the way you look at the overhead or the screen or the way you're using your notes or the way you're walking around or your eye contact with different people? All of those things are right there. And that's the beauty of taking the time now and again to go ahead and video yourself and look at yourself, or what do we call it? Not video anymore.
Self-evaluate.
Yeah.
Yeah, video.
Okay, so that's still an effective word to use. In IT, it changes so much. So anyway, just take that time, and next week on your learning log, give me that self-review. Give me your self-review. And you can hit it from whatever, body language, verbal, quality, or like sound. You could just break it down to what it content. Did what you say make sense? Somebody had who was that? I think it was you, Marcus, that, where are my notes here? You broke things down very specifically. Yeah, you covered on the resumes and the chronological and the importance. I mean, just really segmented his presentation so it was really clear in his transitions from point to point. And you are very comfortable up speaking, am I right? You have had a lot of experience? Mm-hmm. Yes. And I mean, you can see that very quickly in the way, and your pace is very intentional. And I think that's something that is interesting in your delivery style, and that'll take you a long way because people can process what you say. And so this is, the example between not much experience and a lot of experience. We could see that here today. And with someone who's been in class a while and has been practicing this, Bianca has, and I think that was demonstrated there as well. So, and some of you, I think you were kind of found that maybe the way you guys put your presentations together or your reports was not what was expected. And so some of you were kind of reeling from that a little bit too and feeling a little out of sorts. So anytime your own comfort zone is challenged by whatever's going on, sometimes it's obvious to everybody else. So look at yourself from that standpoint and think, okay, how did I get to where I was in that particular situation? And again, what would you do differently? Because sometimes we realize we're off track with something. So what's your recovery? We all have to recover at times, right? There's always something that comes up. So what's your plan? Because it's not if, it's when. Because we don't control everything. We can't control everything. Even the way our audience receives us, right? So if your audience is not receptive, then what are you going to do to switch it up? Or if they're not paying attention, what are you going to do to get in their space so that they will get back on board with you? Because it happens. There are probably 5 different conversations going on at different times while people were presenting. Tessa was one that happened to, and she wasn't feeling well today, and I could just see it in her body language. It had to be frustrating for her. So I know Marcus and I passed a little note back and forth once, and I just kind of wrote it down and slid it over and had him look at it, but I tried to maintain contact. I mean, it was important to get the message across. So think about that. When you have something to say to somebody else, don't sit and whisper and talk because it is disruptive to the speaker. And we all know what it feels like to be up there and having people not pay attention to us. I mean, you hear me when I kind of get on you guys about it and try to force that issue. So not everybody, I have a power role here, so I can do that. I can do that to you and make it happen, but not everybody in here has that comfort because they don't have that legitimate authority here, okay? So just kind of think about it, watch what's happening if you want to watch other speakers or you want to see how they're reacting to different things happening. Or look at yourself and see how you were reacting to different things going on. So some of you had some really good tactics. I know you got, boom, right up there in front. And there'd been little conversations going on right there in that corner. I'm pretty sure you stopped it. So, your presence and where you position yourself will actually help you maintain that control. And you got to take advantage of it because, what are you going to do? You might be in a situation where you have the same thing happen. And it could be a client situation. So maybe you need to hand them the product, get in their space and let them touch it because maybe they are trying to figure that out. I don't know. Okay, so, but everybody did it?
Okay.
2 down, right? 1 to go, right? That's it?
To some is 2 more to go.
2 more.
To some is 2.
There
There
was
is one.
two.
We have 1-on-1
2 or 4,
left, and
and
then
a 1-on-1.
the workshop readiness.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We do have 2.
Some have
Oh,
2,
yeah,
and
yeah,
some
you're
have
right.
1.
Okay, so 1.5. 1.5.
Yes,
Okay.
1.5.
So if you're on the job readiness group, then that's coming up.
That's coming
So,
up next Friday.
oh boy, that's coming up really fast.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm on that.
What is that? One,
No, you
2,
did
is
put
that
yours on.
October 3rd?
Huh.
October 3rd.
Yeah, no, November.
November.
Of November, my God.
3rd. We have
I'm not ready.
November 3rd. So yes, it's on November 3rd.
November 3rd.
So
Oh.
check